Anya Taylor-Joy in The Queen's Gambit. Photo, Ken Woroner, Netflix. The first time Beth Harman appears in the absorbing new Netflix series The Queen's Gambit, she is sopping wet, fully clothed, and in a bathtub after what appears to have been a night of drinking and, possibly, some semi-debauchery. An unseen person, presumably a lover, is still sleeping beneath Beth's hotel bed sheets. The remains of Beth's mascara are streaked across her face. And as a knock at the door reminds her, she is wildly late for exactly the sort of thing one would expect a woman living a seemingly rock and roll lifestyle to be late for, a high-stakes chess match. By beginning at this moment, in 1967, when Beth is about to play a clearly accomplished Russian opponent, The Queen's Gambit announces two things: that Beth is an elite chess player and that she has some habits that threaten to sabotage that status. From there, the series, co-created by Allan and Scott Frank, creator of Godless, flashes back several years to Beth's childhood and the moment that she became an orphan, following her mother's death in a car crash. Young Beth, Isla Johnston, is taken to the Methuen Orphanage for girls where she begins to learn the game of rooks and pawns by playing with Mr. Shaibel, Bill Camp, the gruff custodian who becomes her mentor. In the orphanage basement, while leaning over a basic chessboard, a future star is born. The 7 episodes of The Queen's Gambit are basically a portrait of the chess prodigy as a young woman, following Beth from girlhood in the 1950s to adulthood in the late 1960s, when she's long since traded her blunt bob for a flip-do that makes her look like the Emma Peel of the chess world. It is a great blessing that, from her teenage years onward, Beth is played by Anya Taylor-Joy, star of The Witch, the most recent Emma, and, soon, the Mad Max, Fury Road prequel. As an awkward, emotionally stunted teen, Taylor-Joy gives Beth physical gestures and a vocal intonation as purposeful and blunt as a checkmate. But as she moves into womanhood, she begins to carry herself with more grace. As the only woman competing in a male-dominated realm, Taylor-Joy emphasizes the femininity that Beth brings to each face-off, often lacing her fingers together and resting her chin upon them between moves in a way that is simultaneously girlish and intimidating. And then there are Taylor-Joy's eyes. Her eyes are enormous, infinite vessels of expression. They are larger than planets, larger than galaxies, so large that she makes traditional animated Disney princesses look as if they're squinting. If you could somehow take Emma Stone's eyes and supersize them, you would still wind up with a pair of peepers only 1/3 the size of Anya Taylor-Joy's eyes, at best. They are one of her greatest assets as an actor. Beth's opponents generally lose to her because she's so naturally skilled at chess.